Hi.
And down the line, I'm joined by Dr Efrat Sopher, an expert on Iran and board chair at the Esri Centre for Iran and Gulf States Research. Hello there. And by Dr Kim Howells. Thank you, Dr Howells, a former Labour MP and former Foreign Office and Counter-Terrorism Minister. I might start with Dr Kim Howells on this one. When Barack Obama came over here to the United Kingdom and started giving us advice on what to do about Brexit and telling us we'd be very short-sighted indeed to vote in favour of it, we didn't take kindly to that at all. We didn't like that one bit. Why is it assumed, or is it assumed, that Netanyahu will take kindly to David Cameron counselling him to be wise or smart or keep a cool head? Do you think Netanyahu deems himself in need of advice from David Cameron?
I remember very well inadvertently trying to give Netanyahu some advice, and he told me where to get off immediately. I have no doubt whatsoever that Netanyahu he'll listen to Lord Cameron quite properly, of course. He knows a bit about diplomacy. He's going to say, well, we're very appreciative for what you've done in helping us shoot down Iranian missiles, but Israel's going to make its own decisions about what it does. It's a nation that's been under attack for a very long time. And quite frankly, I don't think they need any advice from us, and certainly not any orders from us about the way in which they're going to react to this massive attack from Iran.
I mean, obviously, we all understand why David Cameron is counselling Netanyahu not to retaliate. We get that clearly. People are living these days all over the world in fear of some kind of mighty conflagration that involves our country and other countries, and, lots of people losing their lives unnecessarily should Israel attack speedily in retaliation. Obviously, Netanyahu knows this. It's not like he doesn't realise and he needs lots of other people to point it out to him. So what do you imagine he might do as a retaliation? He said he will retaliate. Might it be nominal? Might it be a face-saving manoeuvre of some kind? Or might it be something that potentially does endanger the safety of the rest of the world?
It's anybody's guess at the moment. I mean, I think that he's got to be seen to be doing something if he's going to keep the right wing of this insanely kind of diverse government that he's got in Israel at the moment. He's got to do something which appears to project a strong image from Israel, that it's fearless, that it's not going to back down or do nothing in the face of this unprecedented attack. What exactly he'll do is going to depend, I think, on how he reads the international situation. And that's why it was important for Cameron to go out there and to make Britain's or the United Kingdom's government's views known very clearly to him, that there's an enormous amount of saber rattling going on. It must stay as a rattle and not turn into a full-scale huge war, which could affect everyone in the world, actually, not just the Middle East.
Absolutely. Let's bring Efrat Sopher into this. So we hear what David Cameron is trying to do with Netanyahu in Israel today, but what do you suppose is going on in Iran? They were very clear, weren't they? We have sent the 300 missiles over. That's it. We're not intending to do anything else. That's our manoeuvre. The world has seen us do this. We've been seen to have done it. It's done. It's finished. But Iran must know that Israel, particularly with Netanyahu at the helm, is, let's say, unlikely to leave it there. So what's going on, really?
Well, first of all, thanks for having me on, Vanessa. And I think what we need to highlight is that Saturday night, when Iran directly attacked Israel, was a massive paradigm shift within Iranian thinking. And at the same time, we also saw a pretty spectacular coalition of states that saw the threat that Iran has posed and now poses directly, not only to Israel, but to states that value peace and stability within the international system. So the Iranians are poised and listening and watching. And also Iran's allies, Russia and China, are watching. And so it's critical for Israel and her allies to send a message to Iran that such direct attacks are dangerous and will not be tolerated. And so I would wager that Prime Minister Netanyahu and the war cabinet now is considering very carefully one of the pillars of Israeli foreign policy, which is deterrence, which means deterrence, but not escalation or revenge. And so the Iranians will really be watching to see what the next move will be.
What kind of deterrent are we talking about here? Like what, for example?
I think, I mean, if it's impossible to tell, but it's a deterrent against Iranian weapons capabilities. We saw the use of over 300, a combination of drones, of missiles that are very dangerous, and incidentally were also being used by Russia against Ukraine. So this is very worrying. So I think Iran's proxies would be a matter of really securing deterrence. Any matter of Iranian capabilities, either around the world or within Iran, I think all options are on the table, while being mindful that Netanyahu would not want to escalate this conflict.